Hi and welcome to another studio vlog. If you have just finished watching my last vlog, then this outfit and the way I look right now, camera screen and everything like that, will look very familiar because I'm in exactly the same space and I'm filming the intro now to the next studio vlog, whereas then obviously I was filming the outro. So yes, I do look the same as I did in the last studio vlog about a week ago. So it's still, today is Thursday the 26th of January and I'm just starting off another studio vlog today. It's currently around 2 o'clock and I've had a day filled with doing lots of jobs, but not the jobs that were on my list. So I have been moving the shop around and planning how I can make more improvements in the shop, and I've been ordering products that I wanted to fill the shelves with, ready for February, in the hope that come January payday people will be more inclined to go out and treat themselves to books and creative supplies and arts and crafts and things like that. So I've just started reordering again now, which is a risky thing to do because obviously I don't know if people are going to be going out and spending on their first payday in January, or if it's going to be another one of those holding back from spending things. But I'm holding on to hope and fingers crossed people are feeling creative and need some art supplies. So yes, I've done another order for the shop and there's lots of fantastic new products which I will share with you in this studio vlog, but also I'm going to be doing some art and craft product reviews and hauls soon, because obviously I have to get myself a set of any new products that come in, because then I can test them and see what they're like and let my customers know if I think they're worth fitting. So watch out for lots of interesting content coming your way over the coming weeks and months, all creative based here on this channel. And then if you're interested in the book side of the business, I'm going to be moving most of the book side of things over to my Betty's Books YouTube channel, which I will gradually start working on a little bit more. You will see glimpses in these studio vlogs of what I do obviously for the Betty's Books side of things, because it is all part of the shop here that I run, all part of my small business. So you will see glimpses of running of the bookshop here on the studio vlogs. But if you're interested in more sort of detailed bookish content, that I'm going to put over on my Betty's Books channel, which I, as I say, will be building up a bit more soon. So it's coming towards the end of my sort of working day, the time in the shop now, with it being about 2. I close the shop at just after 3. As soon as my children come home from school, I shut the shop so that I can focus on them and I can do all the normal sort of home things. I've been thinking actually of doing a day in the life video, so you can actually see the full extent of a day in the life of a small business owner, so right from the getting up at 6 o'clock all the way through. If you're interested in finding out what it's like before I come into the shop, during the shop, and then after, all the way until I go to sleep, let me know and I'll do a proper day in the life video, and that'll be a bit more detailed and you'll get to see all the other things involved. And you'll also get to see that although my shop's only open 10 till 3, I'm always working on it throughout the day in excess of those opening hours. And I do also make sure to have time where I shut off and focus on the kids and focus on home. But I just thought if you're interested in seeing how I juggle everything in terms of owning a small business, then let me know and I'll do a day in the life of a small business owner for you, and I'll do that as like a separate one-off vlog, and you'll get to see and follow me around for the day. I'll even bring you on the morning walk, which is down to the seafront. Every morning I walk my son to the bus stop on the seafront, which is just 5 minutes from where we live and the shop here, and I get to see whatever the sun is doing in the morning, and we've had some beautiful sunrises. Absolutely stunning sunrises. And so I walk Lexi, one of my dogs, down for that part of the day, and then I come home, change over to my other dog, and then we usually walk my other son, which is in the opposite direction, to his school. So yeah, it's always busy here, and if you're interested in finding out what it is that I do, then I'm happy to do, as I say, a day in the life of video. So I've had this idea for a long time to put back into the shop some workspace tables. I used to run workshops here and lessons and things like that, but in the pandemic time I actually took the tables away and stopped doing the lessons and workshops here and focused more on the supplies and stock, things that I could sell online and just having more stock in the shop really. But I've had a lot of requests to bring workshops and lessons back, and I've been thinking about it and ways in which I can do it, but so that I could use the tables that I do put in here when I'm not using them for workshops, which will be the majority of the time, how I could also use those tables for display and how they could still, the shop could still be aesthetically pleasing. So I have been working on a way in which I can use the existing units that I've got, getting more of the existing units that I've got, so it all sort of flows together, getting rid of some of the old tall bulky units that I've got, which now just don't fit with the aesthetic and the vibe that I'm going for in the shop. Getting rid of some of those, getting in some more of the newer ones, the ones that are more open plan, slimline, and I think I could make the place look even better than it is. I'm really pleased with how the shop is coming together and how the improvements year on year that I'm making, and I do feel that it does look really welcoming and there is a lot of product and variety now, and I feel like I've done a good job. I'm really proud of myself for what I've managed to do. However, I just feel like there's more I can be doing. I feel like there's a lot more I can make, more improvements I can make, and so yeah, today I've been sort of walking around, just cleaning, tidying, moving things, thinking about the next step. Can I do it? Is it worth doing? Because obviously it's more investment into the shop. And so every penny that you spend, you've got to think about, okay, longevity wise, am I going to make that money back? Is it a worthwhile thing to be spending money on? So yeah, didn't get much of what I was supposed to get done today, but I did get that done. Good morning, it is Tuesday the 31st of January, so the last day of January. It is coming up 10 o'clock and I'm just packaging up the cards that I needed to take photos of at the weekend. These are now live on my website, so all of these are now available to purchase on devonartsupplies.co.uk, and if you just click on the bit where it says KB, then you will find all of my art cards. And there's a real variety of art cards available on the website because obviously I work in lots of different styles depending on how I'm feeling. So the weekend was quite a busy one. I have been experimenting with the sublimation printing and I had a mixture of successes and failures at the weekend, but I did learn a lot. I learned a lot about how the printing of the sublimation printer, it is true what someone actually commented on one of my videos and said this, it's true what they said, the printing when it comes out of the sublimation printer looks quite muted and very pale, but actually what happens when you then heat press it onto whatever items and blanks you're using, it really does look more vibrant, and in some cases too much so. So what was happening was on the first print of some of the things I was doing, what was happening was it was too strong and too dark, and the print just didn't look right. But then on the second printing, what I did is I sort of took it off and I thought, oh, I'll have a go, and there's some ink left on the page, I'll see if that will print a second time. And actually that second sublimation heat print worked out better than the first one, so that was a real learning curve. I'm just showing you the cards as I package them up, and yeah, so I did learn a lot from that. I probably only got 6 or 7 items heat printed that is actually saleable, because the rest of it was purely practice, but I'm still happy with what I managed to get done, and I learned a lot, and that's sort of half of the process really. The other thing that I was a bit disappointed at was I bought these little bags, these tiny little canvas bags, and I really wanted to heat press onto those little chicks and dinos and things because I thought they would make fantastic party bags, and for Easter the little chick ones I thought would be really good with little chocolate eggs and things in. And unfortunately those bags just did not respond to the heat press sublimation ink at all. And I don't know why, because they were advertised as cotton bags, which is what I use for my bags that I have of the large tote bags. So they didn't feel the same consistency, so they obviously were a thinner, cheaper fabric, and that's probably why they didn't work. So yeah, I was really disappointed with that, and I'm gonna have a search around and see if I can find some better canvas blanks that I can use to print on the designs to make little party bags and to make little gift bags, because I think they'd be really cute. And that's definitely something that I want to venture more into, is doing more sort of variety with the sublimation prints. Now that I've got all the equipment, I want to be using it as much as possible, in as many different ways as possible, to diversify what I'm offering, which then hopefully will be more appealing to more people. And that really in business is how I'm going to be able to make enough to cover the costs, because the more people that you have interested in the products, then hopefully the more you're going to be selling. So that's why whenever I've done like a singular design like this, for example, I'm not just thinking, okay, will that look good on a card? I'm thinking, okay, what else can I turn that into? So with my little chick design that you saw on a card a minute ago, I think I had it like here somewhere. So for example, little chickie here is now a pin badge, which I haven't got one to hand, but is now a pin badge, and stickers and things like that, and notebooks. And so it's kind of thinking about, okay, how can I use this design that I've created and turn it into various products, and hope that at least one of those products will appeal to someone, or someone might like the design so much that they might then go ahead and buy the whole collection of whatever that character or design appears on. So yeah, that was an interesting Saturday. I think I've got some footage of that which I'll share with you. And today I have got lots on my to-do list. Whether or not I'll get that done is another question, because if you have been following my studio vlogs for a while now, you will know that my brain likes to write to-do lists and it doesn't like to follow them. It likes to sort of go off on a tangent and do something else that wasn't on the to-do list but also needed to get done, probably just a different day. So whether or not I get the things done on my to-do list will be an interesting one. I have got a new tablecloth, which I've been wanting for a while now. I wanted to get something in the sort of greens or grey tones that I'm trying to bring into the office space and the studio space. And so I found a nice, really affordable green white clean tablecloth. And I bought double the amount I needed. I wasn't sure if I wanted to fold it over and then put the whole thing on but fold it over, and then I can flip it over if ever there's an issue, or if I wanted to just cut it in half and save another half for the future. And what I've done just for quick speediness and ease is just fold it over for now, and I've put the whole thing onto the table, and I'm really pleased. I think it looks really nice, and I do feel like the sort of creative space that I'm making here in the office studio is becoming more and more inspiring. And by that becoming more and more inspiring, I'm hoping it will get me to be working more and more on my physical art products, because although I've been working on my digital art quite a lot recently, I have been definitely not doing enough of my traditional art products, which for someone who owns an art shop is not good. I should be using them, and I should be promoting the art products and showing how good they are. So I'm going to definitely get back into that. Yeah, so I'm just coming to the end of packaging these cards. I'm going to get on then with my next job. I think it's coming up now, just after 10, so I can get on with the day. The shop is open, and hopefully we will have lots of visitors today, which will be fantastic if we can get a lot of people through the doors. It's the end of the month, so hopefully people have had a payday now and they want to come out and treat themselves to buy some art supplies. So let's get on with the day. I got kind of distracted again today. My to-do list has yet again passed me by, and instead I have been doing a bit of organising of my art desk that you can see behind me. So I put my new tablecloth on. I've been putting my swatches just here, and this is my Daniel Smith watercolours that I still haven't finished swatching. This is the colour charts. Now I wanted to talk to you a bit more about these soon because these are from Winsor & Newton. They're offering now new downloadable colour charts for all of the different mediums, and they're really fantastic. I see the colours that are available in all of the different Winsor & Newton products. I will find the link that I used and try and put it down in the comments, because you can download these free of charge, and then you can just pin them up on your board, laminate them if you want to. You can just download them then for all of the products you've got, and maybe tick off all the ones you've got. If you don't laminate them, you could use them as sort of tick charts and collect the paints as you go. But they also do it for the pens, they do it for the professional ranges and the sort of student level ranges. So these charts are definitely something that I think are worth downloading. The new area for brushes, pens and tools and things. And then these are the supplies that I need to test next. So these are the bargain art supplies you will have seen in my recent art supplies haul videos. These are the next canvases I need to work on. These are all my watercolour tubes. These are my watercolour travel sets, and they've got some of these put into pans. Those are some of my acrylic mediums, and up there's my acrylics, and then you've got my pigment powders in these two areas here, and just over there you can see some of my pens, and the board that you can see further down that way, I'm actually going to try and use that as a mood board. And I've got an idea of going through some old magazines or pictures and photos that I've taken and pinning them up and pinning that whole board and covering it with whatever project I want to do next. So most of what I do is based around sort of nature and florals and things like that. So if I'm inspired by that in a particular week or month, I'm going to cover the mood board in that. And then depending on where my mind takes me, I'll probably change the mood board quite regularly, and hopefully it will inspire me for my creating. You can see I've started doing these shelves as well, so these are labelled up with what they have got them in them, but I've still got all of this to do up here, and I've still got the cupboard of doom. If you don't know about the cupboard of doom, head back to one of my previous studio vlogs and you'll be able to find out what the cupboard of doom is. Essentially it is a cupboard stuffed full of all of my arty crafty bits and pieces that I chucked in there when I gave up last year at some point on myself and my art supplies and everything, and I stuffed it all in this cupboard, and I just haven't really started properly going through it yet. This stuff that I'm slowly getting through, so I am gradually getting there. Oh, I forgot to mention I've got this stand here, and over there you can see my Castle art supplies. So those are hopefully I've put up already the video of the Castle art supplies haul, and I'm going to be testing those soon. I'm really looking forward to testing these actually, because I already own, well, I say I bought them for my sons, but we already own as a family 3 of the Castle art supplies, big bundles of pencils. We've got the pastel tint, the metallics, and I think the standard colour range. So I'm really impressed with those pencils, so I'm looking forward to testing these. I've got some paints and various other pencil bundles and things there, so I'm looking forward to testing those. But yeah, I just thought I would show you that I am working on my creative space. I'm really pleased with the tablecloth, and so I can't wait to sort of get it all done, and then I can do a proper tour for you as how it sort of, because this art part here leads through then into my sewing space, and then it leads through into the studio, which is open to the public here at Devon Art Supplies and Betty's Books in Seaton. So if you're thinking of coming to Seaton in Devon for a holiday or somewhere nearby Seaton, then you can pop in and say hello, and you can come and have a look around my studio and things, and it'll be absolutely lovely to meet some of you if you've been following on my studio vlogs or inspired by any of the things that I've uploaded here on the channel. It would be lovely to meet you, so do come and say hello and let me know. on to end this vlog, and I have to admit it's been a bit of a strange one because the week's been really hectic and there's been lots going on, but I feel like I've not filmed enough variety for you guys because there's been so much more involved in the week than what I've actually been able to show you. I obviously didn't set the camera up enough throughout the week, but I will improve on that and I will show you more variety next week. Today is Saturday the 4th of February. It's coming up to 3 o'clock and I'm about to close the shop because obviously I close at 3 o'clock. And I'm really pleased with the progress here on my art desk. So where you can see me now is sort of, this is my art desk with my new tablecloth, which I absolutely love. I'm so glad I invested in this. It's like a wipe clean tablecloth, so I can do all my arts and crafts and wipe up, but it's also a lovely colour, so it's nice in the background of all the content that I'm filming for you. So yeah, I'm hoping that next week when I come into work I will be able to film lots more interesting things for you. I'll try and get a bit more variety of what it's like running the whole shop as a whole, so things like the stock ordering, stock taking, serving customers and putting things out in the shop. And also I've been working on my Etsy store, which I will hopefully reopen again probably around the end of February. I have my Imagine Design Create Etsy store is back up and running. All the products are now live and loaded, so if you're a stamper or a paper crafter or journaler and you like using stamps and stencils, go and have a look at my Etsy store. Imagine Design Create 2 I think is what it is on Etsy, because all of that has been loaded on there now, and so all the stock that I've got left is now loaded to Etsy. It's also on the website devonartsupplies.co.uk, but Etsy, if you're international, then that's the best place to buy from. If you're in the UK, it's pretty much the same whether you buy on Etsy or the Devon Art Supplies store. So yeah, that's all sorted. I spent a long time doing that this week. It takes ages to get everything loaded and like detailed on Etsy for you to stand any chance of being found in the algorithm. So yeah, it's hard work. But the other Etsy store, my Artanddesignbykb, I took that down because I realised I hadn't done enough work on it to make it successful on there, and I was selling so much in store and on my website that I just wasn't keeping track of it enough. So I closed it down for a little while, and now I'm just gradually going through and seeing what I think will be best displayed on Etsy. So not everything is going to end up on Etsy, it would just be sort of small collections that will go on Etsy, whereas if you want to see anything at all that's available of my art that's for sale, or pin badges or anything that I've created, the best place for that is either in store at Devon Art Supplies or the website devonartsupplies.co.uk, and then you'll see my little logo with the KB, and if you click on that it will take you straight to my art and design shop on the website there, and you can order that. Any of my bits and pieces that are available on there, and all my new cards hopefully I'll get loaded on at the beginning of next week. The dinosaur ones and things have arrived now, so those I'm hoping to get loaded on over the weekend, so they should be ready for the beginning of the week. So yeah, this is the end of today's vlog, and I will look at starting the next vlog with a lot more interesting things to share with you. But I hope you've been enjoying watching these studio vlogs. If you have any questions, or if there's anything specific you want to be seeing in these about what it's like being a full-time shop owner, do let me know and I'll do my best to answer your questions and get the sort of content that you're mostly interested in. But thank you so much for watching, and please do click the subscribe button because it really helps, and give the video a thumbs up too if you can. Thanks so much, take care, bye.